Today, my friends, we have for you a Town Hall 12 upgrade guide for those of you who are looking to go up to Town Hall 12, or even for those of you who are Town Hall 12 looking for a way to upgrade. Then I have some suggestions for you, as well as suggestions to the laboratory and some of the best strategies that you guys can use right now at Town Hall 12. That's right, guys, we are going over the Town Hall 12 upgrade order within this video. I also wanted to let you guys know that I do have a giveaway going on for reaching 10K. Thank you guys so much for all the support that you guys have given me here on the channel. I really do appreciate it. For all those who have subscribed, even those who aren't subscribed but still come over to the videos, comment, like the video, all of that. It's definitely really appreciated. So I really do appreciate you guys for all of the support. So for those of you who want to enter the giveaway, then remember to check my Twitter, which there is a link in the description, and make sure that you guys are just following all of that as well. But let's go ahead and jump right into the meat of this video, which is going to be the offensive and defensive buildings, and then we're moving on into the lab and the attacks. So pretty meaty video, but should help you guys though, for those of you who are looking to go up to Town Hall 12 after the clan war leagues. So what we're going to be doing is we're going to be first starting off with the heroes. And of course, this is something that you're going to be doing over time. So it's really going to be something that you should probably split. So definitely focus in on them a little bit later. Definitely not worth doing first or last. You should be doing them all around the clock, even when you're working on the defenses. So here's where I would start my offensive buildings. So I would first go ahead and start off with the laboratory. The laboratory is where you're going to get those stronger troops, so I would definitely consider upgrading that first. After this, I would then focus in onto the siege workshop. That way, what you guys are going to be able to do is unlock the siege machines, more specifically the wall wrecker. Now that's completely fine. You can still use the wall wrecker for a lot of good things, and it's definitely nice because you're going to be finally one of those clanmates that can donate siege machines. So if they're looking for something like a wall wrecker, then that's definitely going to be very, very beneficial for them. Outside of that, I would upgrade this a little bit later after you finish the rest of these buildings here for the most part. So after this, I would then focus on the gold and DE storages. Partially because you want to make sure that you are upgrading this for the heroes, of course, and of the laboratory. So definitely that's going to be one of my more main priorities. And on top of that, doing the gold storages is definitely going to be good as well, because after this, you're going to do the CC, which remember, you do get 5 extra housing space, bringing your housing space up to 40. So that's going to allow you to hold 2 Yetis as an example. So you can do a Yeti bomb with 2 Yetis. So keep that in mind. On top of that, after this, you're going to do the elixir storage. And, you know, I mean, it's good to do, to be honest. I mean, once you're getting into these elixir upgrades like the barrack, the siege workshop, and also the army camp, that's definitely going to be one that you should definitely prioritize, and it should be one of your main focuses. So this is where I would kind of place that siege workshop over here. Once you're able to sort of finish off all of those, I would actually maybe even put it in between these two, or even put it right after the elixir. So definitely up to you. You can definitely put it in in between these two spots, or even have it at the end. So you can do it really anywhere after you finish the elixir storage. I know though, I believe you can upgrade them without having your elixir storages maxed, but I would definitely say it's a little bit better just to get them out of the way instead of also doing all those other elixir upgrades, and just focusing on those. Then you could focus on your elixir upgrades. So let's go ahead and move on into the defensive upgrade order. So here is where you're going to be starting off. You're going to start off with getting these new defenses and new traps. So you're getting the new 3rd Inferno. You're getting the Hidden Tesla, which is going to be your 5th Hidden Tesla. Then you're also going to be getting a brand new Seeking Air Mine, Red Air Bomb, Giant Bomb, and 2 Spring Traps. So keep that in mind. Those should be upgraded to at least Town Hall 11 level. So you should be getting them for Town Hall 11 max, and you should be completely fine. Outside of that though, this is going to be your upgrade order here. So we're going to be starting off with the Archer or the air defense and the Tesla. Since there are no sweepers to upgrade, I would definitely focus on doing those two air targeting defenses, as they are definitely low war weight and they're definitely going to help you defend a lot better, especially against things like Massey Drag and different other air attacks as well. More specifically with the air defenses, but the Teslas can really still cause some pathing problems, and definitely that can definitely help you guys a lot. So definitely upgrading them is going to be a top priority. On top of that, after this, you should focus in onto the cannon and archer towers. Very similarly to the previous one the previous upgrade order that I did for Town Hall 11, very similar. You're going to be doing the cannons and archer towers, low war weight, good to definitely do. You can either do both level 16 and 17 together into one section, or you can kind of split them off and do them, whenever. But after this, I would then focus in onto the Eagle and the Town Hall. Now, there is a misconception that these two are really high war weight when they really aren't. So make sure though that you are considering this, as all this is based on war weight. So keep this in mind that they don't offer like the highest war weight. So that means that doing the Eagle and the Town Hall are definitely very, very easy and very good to do, because now after you get those, you'll definitely have some defensive power behind you, which is definitely good. You definitely want to get that max Giga Tesla as soon as possible, partially because, I mean, you're not going to be, a lot of those max Town Hall 12s or even mid-max Town Hall 12s will easily cruise through your base, especially if you only have a level 1 Giga Tesla. So that's definitely something to keep in mind. Now, after this, these are the last 4 defenses I would focus in on. So I would definitely focus on the Expo. It's very good. You can either do that or the Wizard Tower. It's going to be vice versa here, but they're both very good defenses to upgrade, and I would totally do them as soon as you can. After this, though, is one of the heavier buildings, which is going to be the multi-inferno. So I would, well, not just multi, but the inferno towers. I would definitely focus on them last. You have 3 of them, and they could really increase your war weight. Very similar to Town Hall 11, how you can have a max Eagle and still be one of the lower ones, but once you have an inferno, that's really going to put you a lot higher. So keep that in mind. After that, though, you can definitely focus in onto your mortars and your bomb towers, but those two are very useless. You don't really need to worry about them. So that, my friends, is basically the entire upgrade order. So not too bad, not too hard at all. If you guys want a sort of spreadsheet or a image of the war weight that I was using for this video, remember to come over to my Discord server. The link is in the description. I definitely recommend that you guys check that out, and I will have a specific channel for that, and you guys can see all the war weight and stuff. Hopefully that kind of helps you guys out a little bit more. You can definitely take those to your clan and tell them about it. But anyways, you guys can screenshot this, make sure that you guys are seeing, exactly what you should be upgrading here. But other than that, though, this is your Town Hall 12 upgrade order. So definitely make sure that you're screenshotting that or doing whatever. But now let's go to move on into the laboratory, and let's show you guys and let's talk about the lab and what you guys should, or maybe even what I would recommend that you guys should be upgrading at Town Hall 12. Here we go, guys. We've got the Town Hall 12 Laboratory Upgrade Guide. So I'm going to be putting dots here on the ones that I think that you guys should try to upgrade, as they are definitely going to be very, very good in terms of both farming and war, so definitely worth upgrading. So first of all, I would start with the Yetis. Definitely very good troops. They will definitely offer you a little bit more tankage, and of course the Yeti mites are definitely very nice to have as well with them. So upgrading them to level 2 is definitely a must. Other troops like the E-Drag are definitely very good. Massey Drag is still an option on a lot of bases. Another thing that you can definitely do is do miners for Miner Hog. Dragons are very good for Drag Bat, Drag Clone, Queen Walk Dragons. They're definitely still very good. P.E.K.K.A, I would definitely say being used as part of a funnel, or even being used in a P.E.K.K.A Smash or P.E.K.K.A Bobats. They're still very good. Balloon is definitely another one that I would recommend, as the balloon can be used either a coconut loon or or using a lava loon, or even in a mass dragon type of attack. So definitely you got some options. And then I would definitely upgrade the wall breaker. It's a great troop, especially if you can master them. So I would definitely recommend mastering them and also upgrading them here. So definitely those are what I would recommend. Now, of course, you guys don't need to follow this. Just go by what you think that is the best way that you guys can, or what you guys think is the best for you. That is going to be the thing I'm saying here. So these are all recommendations. Now we're going to be focusing on both of the spell factories. So I would definitely focus on the elixir side, mostly the rage, because the rage is going to be really good. And then I would also go ahead and focus in on to the freeze after that. Outside of that, though, you would then go ahead and do the poison. It's very, very useful. There really isn't a bad moment that you're not going to use it. It's really good at, killing off the enemy CC. So definitely that's very good. After that, I would focus on the bats, since P.E.K.K.A Bobat and Drag Bat, definitely good strategy still. So definitely upgrading the bats. You're going to notice just a little difference when you're using it between level 4 and level 5. But outside of that as well, you guys should also later on upgrade your Skelly spells eventually. I know that they may sound useless, but they are very good, especially with Suilalo if you can master it. Now, that is going to be the end of these spells. Now, we're going to move on into the dark troops as well as the siege machines. So, here we go. I would focus here 100% on the hogs. Hybrid, as I've said, really strong. Definitely would focus on them. I would also focus on the Lava Hound. Lava Loon is still very powerful and definitely worth using. On top of this, I would then go ahead and focus on the Bowler, as P.E.K.K.A Smash, P.E.K.K.A Bobat, you are going to be using them. Even Yeti Smash, you will be using them. Outside of that, you guys can also go ahead and upgrade maybe something like the Ice Golem, maybe the Golem, maybe even do the Witch and the Valkyrie and the Minion. So definitely the blue are some optional ones that you could definitely do, but I would definitely say the ones in black here totally must to upgrade, because those three are definitely going to be very much useful as you're going through Town Hall 12. So I would definitely upgrade them first. I would say maybe leaning more towards upgrading your Ice Golem, since you are going to be using them for a little bit for the most part. But either way, that is what I would be upgrading. Now, the last one here is the siege machines. And really, you could go in any which way. Personally, for me, Stone Slammer, the Stone Slammer and the Blimp should be your main priority, and then I would go the Wall Wrecker. The main reason is the Slammers is used in a lot, the Blimp is used in a lot more, and the Wall Wrecker, it's used here and there, but it's not nearly as powerful as the other two. Now, with that being said, guys, that's going to be your laboratory guide, so definitely make sure that you kind of go back through the video and kind of listen to what I'm saying, maybe screenshot all the dots that I put on most of those icons here. Outside of that, though, let's go ahead and move on into 3 or even 4 of the strategies that are definitely ones that you guys should focus on, both in the lab and what you guys should be practicing at Town Hall 12. So you guys would know that Town Hall 12 would be dominated by hybrid, and this is definitely one of the strategies I would recommend. So on different base designs, of course, every base design is going to be different. You have different options to do different things. For one, you could do a Yeti bomb into like a multi-inferno. Really, it definitely depends on the pathing of your hybrid. So what you want to try and make sure that you're doing is, if you're not using a Yeti bomb, I would focus on getting your queen into the base, or at least making sure that she's cutting out an area, even if she goes into like a little alleyway like she does here in this replay. But the idea is, what you're trying to do is cut off the area to where now your pathing kind of looks like this, and you're keeping everything in the base. So you don't even need to get the eagle, even though it is something nice to get. It's definitely a lot better when you're able to deal with the enemy CC and create the pathing for your entire attack. Then really what's going to happen is your miners and hogs easily reach the town hall, and they'll be able to swerve right back up once they go through that area. So of course they won't go, they won't just go like this. They're of course going to start moving this way and then start moving back up, of course. So definitely you just want to make sure that you are getting the right pathing, because that is what is going to be huge for your miners and hogs. You want to make sure that they're not like splitting this way and this way. You want to make sure that they're staying in one group going in all the way into the town hall. And then that's really when you should be popping the warren ability as well. So what you can see from right here is we're using an E-Drag just to get some chain value, since there was some really good chain value from 12 o'clock. Outside of that, we're just going to use a couple Hog Riders, make sure that we are making or keeping that funnel going. And after that, we're going to start off with our Queen charge. Now in this case here, the Queen isn't going to charge in, so of course you want to have that plan B in case that she doesn't really charge right into the base. What you can see from here is that what is going on is we are keeping that Queen in the base, and we're, keeping her going in the right direction, which is the main reason why we're using the king on this side to carve out this side of the funnel. But even though she doesn't go in, we are still going to be able to get nearly the same value that we would if we didn't charge it. That's still really good. So you can see from here is that we're charging our way into this area right here, which is going to give us some easy pathing. So this is what our pathing is kind of looking like from the base. So outside that though, we dropped in the siege barrack, which you can notice right here. We're just continuing the funnel down this way, and we also have those hog riders in that CC that can go in with the miners and hogs that were going into the inferno. So definitely that's something to keep in mind. You want to make sure though that you're sending your miners, then your warden, and then your hog riders, making sure that you can do everything like that. So you want to heal up as soon as you can once you're getting through that multi, getting through a lot of those splash buildings. So you'll see that our easy pathing is kind of working through. We're keeping a lot of these miners and hogs in. And when we're dealing with the town hall here, we want to pop that warren ability. We want to make sure that we're getting through that town hall with no damage on the hog riders, no damage on the miners. Of course, they won't take any, but definitely protecting those hog riders, making sure that they're going through. You'll see that the eagle is still up, but our miners and hogs are still going strong around the base. We don't even need to use any more heal spells. We don't really need to worry about that too much. So it kind of gives you guys an option to really using this strategy a little bit better. I have used it quite a bit at Town Hall 13 and also at Town Hall 11, so I'm definitely very good at really noticing the right base for it. I did a lot of plans for it a couple of days ago in my server. Remember to check that out in the description. And definitely a lot of those bases were weak to hybrid, so definitely for me to say anything, definitely really keen on the pathing that you have with a strategy like this. Outside that though, you guys get the idea, so just make sure that you are carving out an area where you're going to easily have enough pathing for your miners and hogs not to split, but to stay as a group and work themselves right into the town hall and work through the rest of the base. So let's go ahead and move on into another strategy that you guys should definitely try out, practice, or even focus on in the laboratory at Town Hall 12. So that's right, guys, we are looking at the next one, and even though I couldn't bring you guys Yetis, there were really none of the Yeti attacks. I would definitely still focus on, upgrading Yeti Smash as well, and definitely trying it out and practicing it, but I can't really get you guys an example. But from this one, we're looking at Massey Drag. This is another one to practice. It's actually not that bad. Again, you can't use it on every base, but it's still good. It's definitely better than it is at Town Hall 11. So I would definitely say that there are a couple things that you need to do. Of course, you need to create the funnel with a Sui hero. You need to make sure that you're getting good chain value. And that's what you need to look at in the base. Is there good chain? And looking at this area here, there seems to be some good chain going in. So I would definitely say that you really need to look at the chain value when you're going in terms of the direction, because you can't enter in here and expect good chain. But if you go in from here, then you're gonna have some really good chain going through the base. So that's something just to keep in mind when you guys are using this. But we're gonna play it so you guys can see exactly what I mean by this. So what we're doing is we are creating the funnel, making sure that we can get rid of the air defense. So we're creating the funnel specifically for the queen to knock out this compartment, which is the main reason to why we have a super wall breaker. So we're going to use that Sui hero first in order to make sure that we are getting right into the base and allowing ourselves to net as many of those defenses and also clear this entire compartment. So while the queen is doing that, we can also start creating the funnel on the opposite side. We're going to use a couple balloons, making sure that we can soak up any of the damage there. And then after that, we're going to then go ahead and start moving into the base with our E-Drags. Now, during this moment, I would definitely take the time to using your rage spells as soon as possible. You want to make sure that you're sending them in. Now, you'll see from here is that we have cut off this side of the base here. That means that the pathing is almost like this into the base. It's pretty wide, but we're still going to get a lot of really, really good value. So you can see that as we're entering through, we are freezing up air defenses and single infernos, especially if you're seeing triple singles. That's definitely something that I would totally focus in on. Outside of that, though, you should be popping the Warden ability as soon as you can through the core of the base, definitely towards the back end. The E-Drags really won't need it as much. I would definitely, though, consider using that Warden ability as soon as possible, though, especially when your E-Drags are taking a lot of heavy fire. Even though we had 3 or maybe even 4 of our E-Drags on the outside, that's still completely fine because we still easily get through this base. Just remember, though, as long as there is enough chain value, you should be able to get through a large section of the base, which is, again, a reason why we usually save a rage spell as well. But outside of that, though, this should give you guys an easy opportunity to really learning the mass E-Drag, and definitely a strategy that's still viable at Town Hall 12. But, it needs a little bit of practice, definitely. Making sure that you're finding the right base in order to get that 3-star. So let's go ahead and move on into one final replay to show you guys another strategy that you guys should try to focus in on at Town Hall 12. Here we go, we've got the last strategy that you guys should definitely practice or focus in on, and this is going to be Electron Lotto. So this strategy, of course, is a lava balloon strategy, so you are looking for things like air defenses and any air targeting defenses. Of course, this base is not 100% maxed, but it is getting there, so it's definitely still good to show. Of course, it's not entirely maxed, but this still works against max bases. So definitely this is something that I would focus in on. So this is going to be the main thing that I would totally focus in on, which is going to be the enemy queen and enemy CC. If you notice everything around her, like the eagle, the inferno, the air sweepers, those are going to be definitely huge things to get with the electron portion. So I would definitely focus in on that when you're using this whole strategy. So what you're going to be doing first is you are going to be using a Sui hero just to make sure that you are carving out this whole, for mostly this whole area here, just leaving up a couple defenses, but you should be able to clear up this entire section, which gives you access to allow yourself to get right into the base. So that's what you're trying to do with the Sui hero. That's what you always try to do first, is just creating pathing, because you'll see that with these defenses right here, it's going to make it a lot harder for you to actively send in your slammer towards this section. Now, the slammer was used instead of the blimp, because the blimp, it would have taken a little bit longer and the sweeper's blowing there. So that means that it's definitely better to go in behind the air sweepers and not worry about being blown back by them. So let's go ahead and play this just so you guys can see what I'm talking about. So what we're doing here is we're dropping in the king, we're dropping in a couple balloons, we're dropping in the baby dragon as well. That's going to allow the attacker here to create one side of the funnel. This is huge because this is going to allow us to carve out one side. Now over here, this is definitely something that I would say as more of a pro tip. Using an ice golem to tank for the queen is 100% very, very valuable. And it's totally worth doing, because the ice golem can tank for the queen that, some of those shots that she wouldn't really be able to take. So it's definitely good to keep some damage off of her while she definitely takes care of two air defense, or takes care of an air defense. Now, from this here, we're going to take down this one, and you saw that there was an air defense over there that the king took out. So we took down two air defenses. Now, also with the Electron, you're going to see this as well. The Electron here is going to actually get this expo as well, thanks to the chain. So keep that in mind when you guys are using this, is that you might have the opportunity to really try out and actually actively get another air defense when it's not really something that you were aiming for, which definitely can sometimes cause some pathing issues. But you'll see from here, we got down that air defense, and look at all the value that we're taking care of, including the enemy CC, and we dealt with both air supers, so we don't need to worry about them anymore. So that was the Electron portion. Now we're going to start with the Lavaloon portion. Of course, you guys should already know, in terms of the deployment, the number of balloons and stuff. If you guys don't, remember to take a look at my Lavaloon pathing guide, which is going to be up here in the cards. Definitely a great video for you guys to really understand the use of the Lavaloon in terms of its deployment. Now, on this base here, he forgot to use the Warden, I think, but it shows from here you don't even need the Warden for this, because a lot of that value came from that E-Drag, and that E-Drag stood up for most of it until being taken down by the Giga Tesla. But other than that, you really don't need the Warden, even though it is nice to have the Warden going with your Lavaloon going through the base. But you'll see from here, taking care of the Town Hall was a breeze, even though a lot of those balloons will die out. Outside of that, though, it's still very nice in order for you guys to really get the triple. Even though that happened, it was really unfortunate. But other than that, again, the Warden here totally wasn't even used with the Lavaloon. But you guys can still use it with the Lavaloon and actually get a lot of really good value and definitely go through the attack a lot quicker. But with that being said, guys, that is going to do it for the video. Hope you guys enjoyed. Don't forget, guys, I also have a giveaway going on. So remember, you guys check out my Twitter for more information. But thank you guys so much for 10,000 subscribers. Really does mean a lot to me. Really, really does. So thank you guys so much for being a part of the Corrupt fam and just supporting me all the way for these last 2 years. Also, feel free to go ahead and join any of the clans I'm covering within the description. So definitely check out any of their Discord servers, and feel free to go ahead and follow me on Twitter, Instagram, and also Twitch and Trovo, as I will be streaming later today as of as of the upload. So whenever this video goes live, I will be live at 3:30 p.m. Pacific time for the NDL Pro announcement. So definitely make sure that you guys are there as of this upload and as of today. So, but with that being said, guys, that is going to do it, guys, for the video. Remember to like, remember to comment, and remember to subscribe and hit the notification bell so guys don't miss anything, and share with your clanmates. But with that being said, guys, that is going to do it for the video. Hope you guys enjoyed, and I'll be seeing you guys next time. Corrupt, signing out.